We are doing all the little bitty things on this, so I'm not really sure how much content we're going to get out this week. We really want to get this thing wrapped up and get it back to Clyde. I'll say it before and I'll say it again. Spent some time with Clyde on the phone yesterday. Awesome guy, absolutely unbelievable guy. Michael was a little down after his boat show. It didn't go as well, the cold weather. And Clyde's words of encouragement go a long way. And so shout out to Clyde there for stepping up to the plate and the kind words and the words of encouragement that he gave to my son to move forward. And so good client, good guy, and looking forward to meeting him. We've been working diligently on this. Installed the lamp holder up here. We installed these cleat thingamabobs. Oh, well, I stripped them. I had some special stripping stuff. And then Michael powder coated them because they were all chipped up and they look really good now. So it's kind of like that little thing. We put them back on and they didn't look good because they had some chips on them. So we just stripped them and powder coated them real quick. Took a few minutes, but hey, that's happens. Put these rails back on. Now, I gotta say, these are some really good rails. I'm being serious. We work with a lot of these. These are really well made. These are not cheap ones. But anyway, we'll put these back on. These are well done. The rear light and the vents, and we hooked up the thing on this side. This side. So we went to go get gas. And E85, whatever it is, the one without the ethanol in it, ethanol free, they didn't have any. So we've got to go somewhere else.
I also installed the fire extinguisher under there. Have not put the hot foot back because I can't find the holes that were originally there. And that might just have to be something that we do when Clyde gets here, kind of position it, and then we'll screw it down to the deck.
Michael did a great job on the underside of the boat. I tell you, when you touch the boat, it is just super smooth now. We got it took us quite a while to get the tape off, but the tape stops the stuff from getting in areas you don't want. But this has turned out super nice. Michael put a lot of work into it, and let me tell you, it's just super smooth, super smooth. So that's really nice. And when you touch this now, there's no high and low spots. I mean, for a boat this age, this turned out really, really well.
Ready?
I'm always ready. What are you talking about? So, Michael found ethanol-free gas. So we're going to put 5 gallons in both tanks. Well, 5 gallons in this tank, 5 gallons in that tank. And we're going to let it sit for a while, and then we're going to purge the system, basically get the fuel all the way up to the engine. And then we're going to let it sit overnight. I really would like it to warm up a little bit, to be honest with you. Fuel expands in temperature and contracts in cold temperature. So like it to warm up. If it does warm up, if we get it up 60, 70 degrees, we'll push the boat outside, let it sit in the sun. I don't anticipate any problems. I really don't. As everybody knows that's been watching the series, we've replaced every single line on this, every hose clamp on it, every gasket. Recently, and I'm glad we did, we just got through servicing the water separator back there. So I believe that there's not much else we can do. We pressure check the tanks, low pressure, 10 to 15 psi. They held pressure for well over 3 hours. So I don't know what else to do, or would know what else to do. One of the things that I have noticed on both this boat and the boat over there, 633, this is your vent right here. So this is a direct straight into the tank. So if you smell fumes around this area, that's because that's where it's supposed to be. That's the game plan. As best laid plans. It took us 2 or 3 days because it just wasn't available. Fortunately, Michael found it. Went on a mission this morning and got it. I apologise. I'm a little dirty. I've been working on a new Mealey Marine project back there.
A high dollar operation over there.
We're pushed out here in the sun so that the fuel can expand. We don't have no leaks on our deals, which is good. We're very careful about how we put the fuel in. But there's no leaks on the downspout. And so right now we're pretty happy. So we're just going to leave it out here in the sun for a little bit and kind of get it all warmed up. Then we're going to primer to the motor. Our fuel sending units are working, so it's telling us that we've got fuel in there, which is good. Not really quite sure. The boat isn't level and all the rest of it, so I'm not really too worried, but we know that the sending units are working. So right now it's just a situation of a few hours in the sun, get it nice and warm, and then we'll prime it and leave it out here some more, shove it back in the shop, and then we'll check it tomorrow morning when we get in. Okay, so we've pressurized the system and we're good up until here where it hooks onto the motor. So we pulled the cover. We found a bird, a dead bird in here. It's very distressing actually.
Yeah, it's really sad.
So yeah, kind of upset Michael and I. Michael's a better man than me. He took care of the situation. So yeah, sorry, dead bird in here. Figure out how a bird gets inside a motor, but anyway. But
So are we leaking?
we're leaking here on the pump, and it looks like it's coming down here, feeding down here. But this is leaking here too. You can see where it's leaking. Yeah. So on the 363, we had the same problem with this fitting right here. Well, both sides of this fitting. I don't know if that's just a characteristic of it, I'm not really sure, but quite honestly at this stage of the game we need to replace both of these. This line going up here and this pump needs to be rebuilt because this pump is leaking. You can see up in here where it's leaking, and then here. The other thing is we've got to do something about this because that should not be rubbing on that. So we'll probably put a little bit of added protection in here to stop it from rubbing on that. It's kind of the stuff you do on a race car. Hey, it looks like it's got the same carburetors as we got.
Yeah.
Although I gotta say ours has metal on it, which is pretty nice. So anyway, we're gonna do a little bit of a clean up in here, and we've got to talk to Clyde because, as you can see, it smells like gas. We've got some up here as well, which probably leads me to believe that this is leaking a little bit. Something up here forward. It goes there, goes up. And this is a breather. Yep, there's a breather.
What does that do?
Well, this works on a vacuum. I believe this works on a vacuum. This is just like so I'm pretty sure one side of this is, because it kind of works on a diaphragm. They have them on riding mowers and stuff like that. So I think one side is pulling a vacuum,
So fuel goes in here.
Well, fuel goes in here. This is the pump.
Okay.
Fuel goes in here. This is the pump pumping it.
And it goes up through here, and
Goes
then
up through here,
just so I can learn and other people
and
can learn.
then it comes down and feeds the carburetors, just like yours, except for the opposite way around. So, got some mud daubers we've got to clean up. Yeah. So, yep.
Well, we'll just.
Mud dauber. Anyway, we'll have to clean up in this a little bit.
Yeah, we'll clean it up and then pump it again and see if we can find a leak. It's obviously leaking. Probably this right here is leaking.
Well, yeah, but the other thing is, if you notice, the seal here.
Yeah, it's all
because you have a gasket, but then you have like a diaphragm thing, just like we did on the 633. We rebuilt the ones on the 633.
363.
That, whatever one it is, the other green.
You said it. You said it right for the first time in a long time earlier.
If that's the only thing I've got on my damn mind is the number of that boat.